very sensitive, I guess. I'm going to be before I even start, right? I need to give like a background of why I'm, or rather, commenting on this topic. I have a legal qualification. I work in the legal field. If you've been following me and my channel for a very long time, even if it's not for a very long time, I think you should know it because I mention it a lot as it's not something I use as an excuse for why I sometimes make errors. They're busy cleaning the yard here, so the machine is very loud. I hope it's not distracting. So yeah, as I was saying, yeah, this machine is like really distracting me, but I'll try to do this as quickly as possible. So I studied law. So this is me, and despite even though my thumbnail is a little bit, on the edge, but I like the MMA guru, and this is basically me giving him advice based on what I know, and what I think is going to happen. And I'm going to also mention the issue that he covered with Israel Adesanya, when Israel Adesanya was basically um, touching his dog, allegedly. According to the MMA guru, that's the story I remember him covering, right? I don't know if maybe I'm audible because this machine is loud, so let me try and move from where I am just so that, yeah, let me try and move to the other side of this whole thing that I can do this video properly. Uh, okay, yeah. Now this is better. Let me get some lights. Yeah. Not the greatest thing, but it should do. So yeah, I studied law. I studied law and hello, bro. Yeah, how are you, man? I studied law and I saw MMA Guru's um, video on John Jones. He also commented on Israel Adesanya before, and I'm going to give you the difference between why he might be in trouble now and why he wasn't necessarily in trouble when he said what he said about Israel Adesanya, right? Here's the biggest issue in this particular situation. Um, Number one, the argument could be made that a lot of the information that the MMA guru actually used in his video was public information. However, um, MMA Guru has like 170,000 subscribers, which means his audience is a little bit bigger than anyone who posted any of those videos, right? And he made a compilation of these. If you don't know what I'm talking about, basically the MMA Guru made a video compiling a variety of videos where he was basically saying that John Jones is gay, right? Um, and he what he was presenting was, I don't want to lie, it looked a little bit convincing, but I'm going to try and explain why this might put him in a serious legal problem, and which might threaten everything that he worked so hard to build. Um, in the legal field, right, the legal basis for a defamation lawsuit to succeed, number one, you need to prove that the matter, um, or rather, whatever it is that was said was not in the public's best interest. So here's where the issue with Israel Adesanya. I remember he made a video about Israel Adesanya touching like his dog and all those type of things. The difference between this situation where he's saying John Jones is gay and the situation with Israel Adesanya, with Israel Adesanya touching his dog, the argument can be made that it was in the public's interest to know and for him to report it to the public, largely because he can argue that, well, he's abusing animals, right? I'm not saying that he's allegedly abusing animals, right? So even if Israel Adesanya had taken MMA Guru to court, I don't think he would have been able to succeed because the MMA Guru, if he got like a really good attorney, he could have simply said, "Well, Israel Adesanya is abusing animals," which would be a valid case for him to actually post that kind of video because it's in the public's interest to know that, because it's basically what's in the public's interest is something that's unethical, maybe immoral, or illegal. That's something that you can justify to say, or rather to defame someone. Basically, those are the justifications for saying something that is potentially harmful about someone. It's if maybe it's unethical, and this is not legal advice. I'm just explaining the situation based on the knowledge that I have about the law, right? So something has to be unethical. It has to be immoral or illegal in order for it to be justifiable in order to publicize it, right? In this situation, even if John Jones was gay, right? And I'm not saying he is. This is alleged information that was provided by the MMA guru. The point of this video is to explain why he might get into a lot of trouble for what he said. The problem here is that if John Jones can actually prove, number one, that the MMA guru's comments affected his family relationship, whether it's with his daughters, whether it's with his wife, whether it's with anyone within his circle, it's a problem for the MMA guru. Number two, if he can prove that that he lost money somehow, some way, somehow, whether it's brand deals or business relationships or whatever the case is, um, he will have a significantly big problem. I wish I had properly prepared this because there's so much that I wanted to actually highlight about this whole thing. I wanted to actually post a comment on that video's comment section, but I was like, you know what, I'll do a live video. But I wish I had properly and thoroughly prepared for this because the MMA guru might have gotten himself in one of the biggest problems that he's ever been in without actually even realizing it. So number one, as I was saying, if John Jones is able to prove that the MMA guru said affected his relationship with his family in any way, in any shape or form, it's a problem. If he can prove that he somehow lost money because of the comments that he made, it's a problem. And on top of that, John Jones is a public figure and a very popular public figure who makes millions from his public image. So the MMA guru statements definitely would be detrimental to his brand and his ability to make money, not just currently but in the future. And because of this information, obviously laws are different worldwide. Obviously, the laws in the UK will be different from those in the United States and from those in South Africa and all those type of things. But there are common attributes because obviously the majority of these areas were colonized by more or less the same people. So, from my knowledge and from my understanding, John Jones has a strong case to sue the MMA guru and to sue him for millions. Like if he actually decides to sue the MMA guru, he can actually sue him for millions. Largely because even if John Jones is gay, right? There's absolutely no justification for you to make the information public, right? There's no justification for you to make the information public. And even if some of the videos were already online, they were scattered, and there was no popular individual that was making assertion, use that to come to a conclusion that could be significantly damaging to John Jones' reputation. So my best and honest advice would be for the MMA guru to remove that video because what's going to happen, or if John Jones decides to take him to court, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. Like he's going to be in a lot of trouble because he's not gonna win this one. Like he's honestly not gonna win this one. So the best thing to do would be just to remove that video. Every other public figure that he's made a video about is narrative on a platform with hundreds of thousands of people, who watch his content. I saw that video. I think it was on 100,000 within its first 100,000 views. I think within its first 10 hours of release, which seems like a really good thing, but I think it's going to be very problematic for him if John Jones decides to do something about it. The MMA guru could potentially end up owing guru, even if I don't agree with some of the things he says. I feel like he is contributing significantly to the MMA community. I feel like his predictions are some of the most accurate outside of mine. They are some of the most accurate predictions. He's entertaining and all those type of things. So I wouldn't want to see anything bad happening to him. So this is me basically giving him advice. I can promise you, if John Jones starts to try and sue this guy, he's gonna be in a lot of crap. I'm sorry for using that word. I mean, I don't know if YouTube is going to have a problem with it, but nonetheless, he's going to be in a lot of trouble. So if you know the MMA guru, I don't know how. I think he needs to see this, because even if I didn't give it in detail, I wouldn't mind even writing him a message or an email if he actually contacted me, because I think he's going to be in a lot of trouble, and I'm open to explaining why I say what I say. Even though I gave like a brief summary, if I was the one, for example, if John Jones was to come to our law firm and consult with us, I can promise you he would get millions of dollars from the MMA guru. And if the MMA guru doesn't have those millions of dollars, what's going to happen is his assets are going to be confiscated. His assets include his YouTube channel. It includes his cars, if he has cars, houses, any type of asset that he has, investments, whatever he has, in order to accumulate or to recover the amount of money that he would effectively owe John Jones. So this is me um, advising the MMA guru to maybe change or take down the video, man. Like, take down the video, or if you don't think what I'm saying is accurate, go consult with an attorney, and yeah, you'll hear what they have to say, because you are getting yourself into a serious problem that you're not going to be able to get out of. The sound is. Let me move back to the office. Sorry about that. Yeah, I'm at work. I look good in the sun. So yeah, I think this is potentially going to be like the gist of everything that I wanted to say, because I feel like no one is saying it, and I don't know if John Jones is going to let this slide. It's a live unnecessarily long. I'm going to be doing my live predictions either later today or tomorrow, and then I'm going to also do potential upsets either today or tomorrow. But until then, I love you guys. Deuces. One last thing. Like I said, I want to reiterate that I'm a fan of the MMA guru, and that's the only thing. That's the only reason I made this video. I think he did that. He made that video without understanding what he was getting himself into, and if he doesn't take that video down, he should pray that John Jones within the next 3 years does not decide to actually sue him. Because according to the law, obviously, like I said in the beginning of this whole video, is that the right of John Jones to actually sue him will last for a period of like 3 years. So within the next 3 years, he should only hope that John Jones does not try to sue him, because if he does, he's in a lot of trouble. But until then, until next time, I love you guys. Deuces.